Anthony, which player in New York has the most riding on their 2020 season?
This was a fun question. I'm going to go with Marcus Stroman. Looking at all the guys, he's in a contract year. He's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. This is a guy who's had good seasons in 17 and 19, poor seasons in 16 and 18. If you look at the expected numbers in 16 and 18, you'd say he got unlucky. In 17 and 19, you'd say he got a little lucky. So it's interesting. But this is a guy, he hasn't put together back-to-back solid years. He still has yet to have that 200-inning year. So this is a guy who, if he really wants to get that big money at the end of this season, he's got to really put together a solid year to back up his 19, which was very good, 3.22 overall ERA. Really good in AL, came over to the Mets, did pitch really well, pretty well here. So I'd like to see him put together some, successive seasons, maybe with a little bit of dominance. Doesn't strike a lot of guys out, so he's got to rely on that movement and a little bit of deception.
Andy, what do you think?
Yeah, my first answer, or my first thought on this answer was to say Michael Wacha, and then I settled on Luke Voit, and explain the reasoning behind that. Is that multiple league executives have predicted to me that because of the massive financial losses that teams are going to take this year, with the no fans in the stands as far as we know, it's going to be a tremendous glut of free agents. It's going to be a really tough free agent market, a record number of non-tenders. So you're going to have guys who are looking to extend their careers who may have a more difficult time extending their careers than they have in the past. And the reason I chose Voit over Wacha is that Waka's made about $18 million in this game. Voit hasn't even made his first $1 million. And if he somehow doesn't have a good year and ends up on that non-tender pile, it might be hard for him to distinguish himself in a very, very crowded offseason.
Yeah, that's an interesting take on the question, because I would have gone with James Paxton, but he's already made some money, and these are guys who haven't yet in their big league career. Todd, what do you think?
I'm going with a guy that I think has made some money and has a lot more money to make, and that's Yoenis Cespedes. And the reason I think that it's one of these pivotal years for him is because I think he's got an opportunity to go and be one of those guys that really has a substantial career and can really have an impact more than just what he did in 2015. And he's got incentives. He's got a lot of incentives, both financially and just from the overall gameplay perspective, that he needs to show he can get back on the field and be producing. And if he doesn't, I think he can be written off and maybe be on the tail end of his career and having any impact. So I think he's a guy to really watch this season.